Yo,
Hey,
what up?
hello. Hey, Mark. This is Irvin. I had called last time we had spoke. I had told you that I went to work for my partner, 1,500 a week.
No, I don't remember that. When
You
you
remember? It was about like a month or two ago. We just got two trucks, semi trucks, and everything is going. It's going, but I can't say it's going good. It seemed like uh, we got a major problem. We kind of we had 25,000 to start with, and then we got another $15,000 loan on top of that. We've been making between 8 and 10,000 a week, but our expenses are we still not really making money because we keep having maintenance issues. We keep
so
blowing too many tires,
hmm
and the fuel is way too high. This truck that I got is only getting like 4 or 5 miles a gallon, eating up all the gas, eating up all the profit. And we had switched because I know you said to really make money you got to touch something. We was in dry vans, and I got them to switch to flatbeds because the rates are a little bit better. We've been getting like $2.50, $3 a mile most days, but things still ain't going good. We we damn near out of capital. I'm trying to see. I'm trying to get some advice on what should I do.
wait, you said
What can I do?
you said you called into this show 2-3 months ago?
Yeah, yeah,
It must
yeah. I
be
was.
a call-in show.
It was on a video show.
Okay.
I had called in on video.
And you said I don't remember it, but you said you and your partner
Oh,
y'all got two trucks.
yeah, yeah. We got two semi trucks,
Mm-hmm. Wait,
two
hold on. I think I
Freightliners.
remember you. I think I remember you now.
Yeah, this is my second time calling
Then
in.
one of y'all had the money and one of you was just gonna be driving, right? Or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was just supposed to be driving, but
Yeah. Yeah,
what
I remember.
what ended up actually what ended up happening was
Mm-hmm.
when we tried to add this truck to the insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Great West had told us that the policy he can't add no vehicles to it because he's a new authority. We about 9 months old now, but they told him he couldn't add no trucks to the policy. So I end up putting 9,000 down for us to get a new policy. So I'm one of the owners now too. But
Owner off a $9,000 investment into the insurance.
yeah, and I got my brother to we put 7,000 down on the truck,
Mm.
and my brother lent me the 7,000 to give that to him. So this can be my truck, even though it's registered to the company or whatever.
Oh my god,
Is that a bad thing?
man, y'all just be so like, what is it about this trucking thing that just makes y'all just like, why are y'all so enamored with it? Like that y'all will do shit that's not in your best interest. I just don't understand it, bro. I just don't,
Yeah.
bro. It's one thing when you have an understanding of something, but it's so many people are just enamored. It can't be the trucking. It just can't be. It's got to be something else, bro. What percentage of this company do you have?
50%.
50% for a $9,000 investment into the insurance?
But yeah, it was only all they had was one truck that was probably valued at about 13,000,
Okay, so let me explain.
and
Hold on. Is this in writing?
my name on the he added me to the LLC, but that's about it.
Okay, so it's not in writing. How do you distribute payments at the end of the week?
Well, I still went with the same deal that I started with. He's only taking 1,500 a week in salary, and I'm taking 1,500 week in salary. Neither one of us has took more than that.
You're taking 1,500 a week in salary, but you're generating amongst two trucks $8,000 a week.
Yeah.
So you're taking 3,000 combined for two semi trucks that are generating $8,000. And you're asking
Is
me
that too
about
much?
revenue. And you're asking me about revenue.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to
It
start
seems
charging.
it.
I'm gonna start charging for coaching. I need $1,000 an hour. I need $1,000 an hour. Cause man, listen. I can really because bro, I think y'all be taking advantage of me, bro. I'm really starting.
I understand that we could
Cause
drop
this is
the.
ridiculous.
I understand we could drop the pay down. We could drop the pay down a little bit.
A little
But
bit. A little bit. What you say? How much you think you're supposed to get paid, bro? This is why I be saying, people be out here dreaming and shit, bro. Like, what do you think you honestly supposed to pay yourself?
I just honestly just went with the original agreement. With me
How
just
do you
being a driver.
$1,500 a week? Like, where does that? How do you determine that?
Well, the last job I was at, I was making $1,500
Fuck
a
that
week.
last job. What that got to do with this one?
He in order to come on, and he knew that I'm gonna need at least what I was making
What that?
over at the last place.
What that got to do with your operation? If the business can't afford it, it can't afford it. Just because you was making it at the last job, that job could afford it. That don't mean this one can.
I don't know. It just seemed like I don't. It's not necessary. You're right. We probably can't
I don't
afford
care
that,
what it
but it's
seemed like. See, here's the thing. I don't care what it seemed. I don't care about the seam of it. We got to talk about the math.
our cost per mile is only like $1.65.
Man,
But we calculated that. Matter of fact, it's miscalculated because this truck is not getting the mileage that we thought it was gonna get. It's eating up
that's that thought. See that
way too
thought?
much gas.
That thought, seam, thought. See these words that you using?
Well, when a lot of people calculate the cost per, the fuel cost, they use 6 miles a gallon, 10 miles a
Here we
gallon, or
go with
whatever.
this generic shit. What does that have to do with real? You have real numbers. You have a real vehicle that you can get real numbers. Why? So we said seem, thought, and when other people calculate, they calculate. What does other people got to do with what you have? You can utilize the information and calculate your own costs based off the data from your own shit.
Yeah, but it seemed like it's fluctuating because some weeks the total fuel bill
It's gonna
for both trucks is between 1,600, and then some weeks, 1 week the highest we had was a $3,000 fuel bill. So I'm trying to see what kind of suggestion. What I'm trying to figure out what can we do to create more working capital.
You don't have any working capital. You out of it.
Well, we probably got about 3,000 in the bank, but I know
you got to generate revenue. What you have to do is reduce costs and make more money. $8,000 in 2 semi trucks a week is not good. It's just not. 2, I think I remember talking to you. I think I said, why are you starting with 2 trucks? You should be starting with 1. And this is why I tell people to come in with 1, because now you got 2 trucks that you don't even understand how to run 1. If I'm not mistaken, you worked for a company and he worked for a company, right?
No, he already had his own truck. He never worked for a company.
Right. He had his own truck. And then, what was the purpose of y'all doing this again? Refresh me.
The goal was we was gonna run a relay. We had got 4 trailers.
We was
just gonna run.
I remember that. Yep.
Yeah, and But what happened was with that was the rate per mile coming from Dallas to Houston was way lower than what we was getting coming up from Houston to Dallas, and we really wasn't hitting our numbers.
Yeah.
And then also
I
for us to do that 4 trailer thing, we had to work like 24 hours a
remember,
day.
I was against it when you
None,
told it to me. Remember?
yeah, you was.
And I just
You was.
I wish you would have listened to me like so many other people. Like when y'all come up here and y'all be telling me this shit, I know I do my little jokes and my little satire, but I be processing everything. And I be doing the math. Just because you don't see me doing, I can do the math in my head. And I'm just doing the math. And it has to make sense from a financial perspective. If it doesn't make sense from a financial perspective, and if I know you're in over your head, a lot of times y'all call up here, y'all be in over your head. When you coming into a business and you're talking about multiple pieces of equipment, that's in over your head. And that's why I was telling you back then it wasn't going to work, because I knew y'all was in over your head because y'all was talking about multiple pieces of equipment at a very early stage, and the math wasn't mathing.
I think we'd be fine if we wasn't having so much maintenance issues.
Maintenance issues, but then y'all paying y'allself very exorbitantly. $1,500 a week. That's between the both of y'all is $3,000. You shouldn't be paying yourself $1,500 a week.
What would you think would be reasonable?
I have to look at your books, but based on what you're telling me, you're probably somewhere around the $500 to $750 range. I would have to look at your books.
Okay. We got.
You might not. If I look at your books, you might not earn anything. You might be operating at a loss.
I wouldn't say that, because we got a loan, maybe like
you had to get a loan, bro. Y'all been in business 4 months, right?
Well, we just got a loan, kind of like mainly to build the credit.
You got a loan. When did you get the loan?
It was about like a month ago.
How long y'all been in business?
And this is what, our 3rd month.
So in 3 months you went through.
Well, the company is 9 months old.
Okay, but how long y'all been operating?
Together, we've been operating together about 3 months.
Okay,
and our biggest month generating revenue was $38,000.
Listen to me.
In a single month.
In 3 months, y'all went through $25,000 in working capital.
Yeah, last month.
Go ahead.
The cash flow with the loan, the cash flow into the business was $47,000.
How much was the loan?
The loan was only $15,000.
So
with the loan and with the
So the business account, that looks like a credit. That $15,000 looks like a credit. So check this out.
Yeah.
Y'all had $25,000 liquid working capital 3 months ago, right?
Yes.
Then y'all got infused with another $15,000.
Yes.
Currently, you sitting at $3,000.
Yes.
So that means you've been operating at a loss for 3 months. Because look at it like this. You've been generating an income. So you got money coming in and you had $40,000 that you no longer have. And that includes the money that you got coming in, which leaves you're down to $3,000. So with the $40,000 that you had, plus the income that you've been generating from being on the road, that means you guys are operating at a loss. You shouldn't even be paying yourself. Are you understanding what I'm saying?
I'm understanding exactly what
you
you're
got
saying.
$40,000 in cash, 3 months. That's down to $40,000 plus whatever y'all been generating. So that means the money that's been coming in, plus you've been pulling from the money that y'all had. Y'all been operating at a loss week by week by week.
I just don't understand. How, because the insurance is only $4,700. One ELD is $125. The other one is $60.
It's tight, bro.
The truck note for the
It's tight, bro. 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 It's
I'm
You
here.
said you don't see how. What you mean
It
you don't
just
see how?
it don't seem like our expenses is that much.
It shouldn't seem like anything. You should know, bro. See, you keep using the same word. You should know, bro.
Well, it's the unexpected things that's killing us.
Bro, it ain't no listen to me, bro. Listen to me. You don't know what's killing you. I tell you one thing is y'all paying yourself too much. And I know you don't, I know you're not doing your books.
No, we really haven't had time.
How you don't have time to
I know
you
we
listen. Now, what you mean you don't have time? That's part of
we've
business.
been running.
And I know you ain't doing your books because it wouldn't seem. You would know. Ain't no seem. You supposed to know, bro. I'm not going to take because you've been working as an excuse. Dude, it's, driving a truck and doing your books is a part of the business, part of the job. So for 3 months, you've been operating at a loss, ignorantly, and you've been paying yourself money that you can't afford to pay yourself. That's what it is. I told you 4 months ago whenever we talked, don't do it. I said it was bad. It's not a good idea based off what you're telling me. Everything that's happening, I told you was going to happen.
Well, I guess the last month been the worst month.
No.
Before that,
Listen to me. This is not a last month thing. This has been going on since the very day one, bro. You know how I know? Because you wouldn't have had to go get an infusion of capital. You wouldn't have got an infusion of capital because y'all was struggling. And then once you got that infusion of capital, y'all went through that.
Yeah, when we got low on working capital, we was looking for more.
And that's when you got the 15 and you've used that.
Just seemed like it just been too many unexpected expenses.
Nah,
had to
bro.
get steer tires. We moved 4 tires.
That don't got nothing to do with it. We can take the $36,000 that y'all paid yourself in the past 3 months. Now, if you take that $36,000 that y'all been paying yourself in the last 3 months, that's $36,000 right there. That's the $40,000 that y'all had.
Yeah, you're right.
So what are we talking about, bro? See how I just did the math?
Yeah.
So you blaming it on unexpected, and then I'm looking at $36,000 in payroll and a $40,000 in cash that's been spent.
So what number should we shoot for if we drop the payroll down?
I think, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. $3,000 in 2 semi trucks. It's the days are ticking. Y'all got a $15,000 loan that y'all on the hook for. You done blew through another 20. Y'all done went through $40,000 that y'all pretty much robbed from the sustainability of the business. I'm pretty sure there's other things that y'all doing improperly, but I'm just going off what I know from a surface level right now. That's $36,000. Now, let's say y'all would have paid yourself half of that.
Yeah,
that would be $18,000 floating.
How much of a float do you think we got to keep to maintain 2 semi trucks? How much you think that the float got to be?
Bro, I don't know. I can't just pull that out of thin air. I would have to look at y'all operation, bro. I would have to look at everything, bro, and see where y'all fucking up. I know one place y'all fucking up just based off what you telling me is pay. You can't even justify why y'all paying yourself $1,500. You can't justify that. But
We just
before
felt
you,
like it's
but
the industry
before,
standard for a truck driver.
who said that was the industry standard? There's no fucking such thing as no industry standard. It's what you can afford or can't afford. If your business can't afford to pay $1,500, how is it a standard?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I understand. I guess that's the biggest.
Like I told you before months ago.
I spoke to him and told him that we need to drop it down. I take less pay, but he just ain't.
And that's why I tell
agree
people.
on it.
And that's why I tell people, like the first call of the day, this partnership. I don't do partners. I don't G for partners. This is the first caller and the last caller. And this is why I always say that partnership. Like for what? Like why do you need a partner for? I don't need no partner because I know how I am. I know it's my way or the highway. And 9 times out of 10, whoever my partner going to be ain't going to be smarter than me. I don't want no partners. So this motherfucker done robbed from the sustainability of business. You rob because you say, oh, well, this is how is it a standard? If the business can't afford it, well, how is it standard?
I think the problem was that we didn't keep track of the books enough to realize that we couldn't afford it because we see the trucks. My truck could bring in 5 one week, 4 the next week, and
gross.
And mine.
You're talking gross, right?
Yeah.
Net.
Yeah.
That's an issue. That's an issue.
That's not enough.
No.
But it's been damn near impossible to hit higher.
Well, here's the thing.
We switched to flatbeds. I'm working, strapping down. I'm chaining. Yeah, because I remember you said touch something, you get more. And we're doing way more work with this flatbed than just to drive and pull up. So we done had some contracts that only lasted a week or two. And we've been reaching out to different companies trying to get contracts, but ain't nothing hit yet.
Yeah. I remember whenever I taught you, I don't remember when that was. I think it was at the end of the summer. I told you, when you ran this idea past, I said, nah, bro. Told you no. I know
the first week we ran it with them 4 trailers. We made about 12 G's that first week.
No, you didn't. You didn't make nothing. You've been operating at a loss every week. How do you make anything when you just went through $40,000 liquid? You didn't make nothing. Every week you've been operating at a loss. You're looking at the income coming in, but how much did you spend? You spent more than that $12,000. There's no way you made $12,000 and then the next week you made thousands, and then the past 14 weeks you've made thousands and had $40,000 cash, and then you're down to $3,000. So you got $40,000, and then you operated 14 weeks where you was bringing in thousands, and you only got $3,000. That's what I'm telling you. From the very beginning of this conversation, you've been operating at a loss every single week. The thing is, you don't know it because you don't do your books. You like everybody else. You can't justify anything.
Online. We got QuickBooks online.
You ain't using it. You ain't using it though.
No, we haven't had time to upload everything.
That ain't no excuse
into it. The bank statement. The bank is connected, and we just thinking it's just a couple quick keys to.
That ain't no excuse, bro. That ain't no excuse. That ain't no excuse, big dog.
It honestly was going good in the beginning.
It wasn't, bro. You can't. I'm not finna sit up here and let you say that, bro. It was never going good. Listen to me. I'm gonna say this one last time. You start 3 months ago. You got $40,000 liquid. In the past 14 weeks y'all been running, you've been making thousands of dollars between 2 trucks on top of the 40. If you have $40,000 cash and you're earning thousands every week, how do you only have $3,000? So that was never going good.
I don't know. I took the bank. I took the bank statement and ran it through ChatGPT, and
What is that?
it just.
Go ahead, I'm listening, bro.
And it didn't really tell me much. It broke it down for me, but it just
GPT is
the major
it's not an accountant.
The major problem is fuel and repairs.
Listen, ChatGPT is not an accountant, bro. Listen, based off the surface level shit that you've told me, I've told you that you've been operating a loss from day one, but you keep trying to fight and deny it. Listen, if you got 40 grand and you are week by week operating, making thousands of dollars, and 14 weeks later, 40,000 liquid, plus the money that the trucks have been earning. And 14 weeks later, it's been about 14 weeks now, right?
Yeah.
You tell me you down to 3,000, which is why you calling me. The voice, your voice, the 3,000 high, your voice, like it's real somber and shit. You never made no money, bro. You've been operating at a loss from the very start. You never had a good week. You thought you had a good week. But because you never did your books and you invested into something that you didn't understand, you didn't realize that you were hemorrhaging money. Then you went and you got the insurance policy, which I would have never did. Then you borrowed that 7,000. So you borrowed 15 plus you borrowed another 7, right?
Yeah, I paid 6 of it back already.
Okay, so and where'd that 6 come from? The business, right?
Council. Yeah, from the business.
So you're constantly robbing from the sustainability of the business with no accountant, with no accounting for any of the funds. There's no systems in place. Why? Because whoever loaned you the money, they said they want their shit back sooner than later, right?
Well, my brother. He's not really tripping. He's not really tripping. We've been making payments. He's been seeing every time that we have some blowouts or
over the course of
trouble.
Hold on. But over the course of the last, when did you get the money for the insurance?
That was in the beginning.
Okay, so over the course of the last 3 months, you've paid back almost $7,000 to your brother.
Yeah, and
that's a lot of money to pay back over the course of 3 months.
Yeah, and we've been making the payments for the $15,000 loan, which is $1,200 a week.
So you took out a merchant loan.
Yeah, it was merchant cash.
Who did you take it out through? Who did you take it out through?
Called MSC.
I don't know. Never heard.
The name of the company.
So you took out a merchant and okay. So boom, we just talked about this. So if you took out a merchant cash loan, that means you were desperate. So a merchant cash loan is draining you too, because that's a lot of money coming out that you need.
Well, they told us that after 2.5 months,
then you can refinance it and they'll loan you more money and they'll roll the 50% into the new loan.
That's exactly what they told us.
I know.
Told us we 90,000.
I know. And here's the thing: that's to keep you further in debt, and eventually you're going to be tapped out. You're not going to be able to pay the loan back. See, what's crazy to me is y'all come to me, I tell you what it is initially, but y'all think I don't know what I'm talking about. And then y'all always have to come back to me in this situation. I got to stop doing this, bro. I have to, bro. Because y'all, and I'm not speaking to you. I'm just not talking to you. I'm finna rant. I got to rant for a second. Y'all listen to these motherfuckers on TikTok. You will listen to these motherfuckers on Instagram, and they'll sell you a dream, and you'll pay them. I don't even get super chats, bro. And I don't ask for none. But one thing I tell y'all is what it is, but I'm the dream crusher. Why? Because I'm telling you the truth. And then I have to come back and hear these fucking sad ass fucking stories. You have to tuck your tail between your ass, everybody, and always have to come back with these sad. And I have to listen to this shit, bro. Bro,
Yeah, at the end of the day, it might not be going well, but I'm still grateful for the experience.
Nah, bro, no. Nah,
And
man.
if things go bad, I still got a perfect CDL, no
bro,
accidents, no
bro,
tickets,
you got a
nothing.
lot of money
I can
you
always
look
go
for.
back to.
No, we can't keep thinking like that, bro. We can't keep thinking like that. 3 months, 4 months is a good experience. Nah, bro, we have to make sure that we setting ourselves up to win. You have to give yourself a fighting chance. So what you want me to tell you today? What you want me to tell you today? Because I'm gonna be straightforward, like I told you the last time. The thing is you're not gonna do it. So what you want me to tell you, bro?
What way do you think that I can? You think I can get this truck modified to use less gas, use less fuel?
Listen, man.
Because none of the other
fuel
trucks
is
that I've
not
been
your
running
problem,
over my
bro.
3 years.
Listen to me, bro. The fuel is not your problem, bro. It's not. What makes you think the fuel is the problem, bro?
Because it's getting way less than what it should be getting.
Says who? It's a truck. Why ain't the problem the fact that you overpaying yourself? Why ain't the problem the fact that you took out a merchant cash advance and it's draining your bottom line? You are paying yourself. The pay that y'all paying yourself is not justified. The fact that y'all not doing any accounting and there's probably other things that y'all spending money on. The fact that you took out another $7,000 loan to get some insurance because of whatever happened with the insurance and you've been paying that back aggressively. That's also affecting your bottom line. So all these things based off what you told me that I just named, you didn't say none of that. You saying, man, can I get some more money to alter the truck because it's the fuel? The fuel ain't the issue. The issue is you and your partner. Fuel has nothing to do with this at all.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but I think when those things are paid off, if we wasn't paying back my brother and the merchant cash advance and if the fuel wasn't so high, we'd be able to pay ourselves $1,500.
Bro, oh my God. You're not getting it, man. You're not getting it. You keep blaming the fuel. You're not blaming yourself.
Yeah.
This is your fault, bro. It has nothing to do with fuel.
All right. I accept that.
What do you mean pay yourself more? Bro, it has
I wouldn't
nothing.
say more. I wouldn't say more. I
Super
just say be able to pay the $1,500.
Bro, who says you supposed to get $1,500, bro? I know guys that's in a semi truck that don't even pay themselves $1,000 a week. That's owner operators. Why? Because the business can't afford it. They need money in the business to float the business for the unforeseen situations that are going to arise in the future and to sustain the business. So that means they reduce their cost of living. $1,500?
Okay.
You telling me the truck grossing 5 and you paying yourself 15? In what world does that make sense?
Okay, that's too much. I didn't.
And there's a lot of other things that you're doing wrong. You took out these exorbitant loans. You borrowed more money. At that point when the insurance, what happened with the insurance again?
Great West told us that he couldn't add another truck to that policy. They said the type of policy that he had was for new carriers, new authorities, and he can't add no trucks. He can't add no trailers, We just had to go to a totally different company. We went to Byberg.
So
I,
and he
I
didn't have
called
and
your
he didn't
link,
have and
Log
he
Rock. They wouldn't, Log Rock,
uh-huh.
uh, they didn't give us a better rate than Byberg.
So
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 Log Rock was Progressive and Geico.
so so at that point he didn't have any more money.
And he got some credit cards.
But
He might have
where was the 25,000 at that point? Was tapped?
well, we wanted to have that as backup.
So y'all
Because
still had the
that was just,
25,000, or y'all had some of it
yeah.
still?
No, well, we had some of it because we had made some repairs on the truck. I had
All
to
right.
get some
So
new struts
why didn't you use the money from that?
because that wasn't the plan. The plan was we knew that if we used that money, we wouldn't have enough working capital to keep going. So that's why we asked for the loan. We knew that 25,000 is really not enough for 2 trucks, and if we tap
But
half
y'all
of
did
that,
it
if we
anyway.
tap a large portion of that to what's the name, so we knew we had to get more money.
But you
So
did it
that's
anyway.
when I went to my brother.
But you did it anyway. And that's what I was saying. That's why I be telling people. But y'all do it anyway. So boom. So you blew through the 25 because it was just the cost. You took out a $7,000 loan. You took out a $15,000 loan. And right now you're down to $3,000.
Yeah.
Which is
At the end of the week, we
That's
probably
it.
have another 8 in the bank. But once we make our payment to Love's for the fuel and pay ourselves, it's gonna be back down again.
It's gonna be under
So next
3,000.
week is yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Y'all operating a
Well, we still running. Yeah.
you can run until the money run out. That's the thing. Just because y'all running don't mean you making money, and that's what so many people think. They think, oh, as long as I'm running, I'm making money. Not if you're paying to run. For the past 14 weeks, you've been paying to run.
I just didn't look at it like that because I knew the cost per mile was $145, and then
I don't think that's your
on the
cost.
20
I don't think
cents
that's your
for
cost per mile. Based off what you telling me, I
well,
can't take anything you say at face value. Nothing.
well, I'm saying I added on 20 cents for maintenance, like you told me. That bumped it up to 165.
When did I tell you that? Because I remember the conversation that we had. You said you wanted to go into partnership with this guy and you wanted to get 4 trailers, and I said it's a bad idea. I don't even think we talked numbers.
No, we didn't talk numbers, but I asked you about
So how
do I calculate the maintenance cost. You said go by the annual schedule
for maintenance
and for maintenance costs.
to include
and I
into
added
your
on
cost
20.
per mile?
You said to include it into our cost per mile. You said it's usually about 20 cents
for maintenance.
Yeah, for maintenance. So that's why we bumped it up to $1.65 as our cost per mile. Most of the loads
now, as far as your variables and your fixed costs.
we haven't calculated them
Okay, so
separate.
why are you giving me an annualized maintenance cost for a cost per mile?
No, I'm not saying for the cost per mile.
Hold on. That doesn't exist. Because what's your fixed and your variables? You don't have it. So you can tell me about a maintenance per mile rate that you're including to your cost per mile, but you don't have a cost per mile because you're not calculating your fixed and your variable cost.
Well, we know what the fixed costs are, but the variable costs are like blowing 2, 3, multiple
do you
tires
know
in
your
a
cost per
week.
mile? Yes or no?
Yeah, it's $1.65.
What about the other truck?
Both our trucks together, that's what it averaged, around $1.65.
What?
His is lower. His is on like $1.30 because he don't have no note.
Okay.
He don't have no.
So
no
I can't take
$900 note
face value because based off the other information that you've given, can't say that's factual. And I'm not saying you lying. I'm just saying I don't think you really know. Either you don't know because you haven't calculated it properly, or you just don't know. Because what rates are y'all taking?
Every rate we've been getting been over $2 a mile. It's been $2.50, sometimes $3 a mile. but we only operating in this short radius.
So
So most of our income is about $1,000. We're shooting for about $1,000 in income per day, and for the most part, we've been hitting that.
it's costing you a lot of money to operate, bro. Big part of y'all is the labor and these loans, and probably some other shit that you ain't told me. But the labor and the loans.
Because when we switched to flatbed, when we transitioned from dry van to flatbed, that cost us a lot. We had to put header boards on the back of the trucks. We had to pay the deposits for the trucks. We had to get the chains and the straps and the tarps.
So with the unforeseen situations, and then about another $39,000 to $42,000 in pay labor that y'all paid yourself over the course of the last 3 months. What do you expect? You just paid yourself $42,000 over the course of the last 3 months.
Okay, yeah, you're right. So what's a good number to keep in the bank? So once we hit that number, we'll bring our pay to a normal.
Looking at shit the wrong way, bro. You need to increase your revenue and lower your costs. Y'all not making enough money, but y'all spending more money. Y'all not making enough and you spending more. You keep talking about what's this good number. I can't give you that number. Everybody's number is going to be different. Y'all cost to y'all cost. Y'all got more cost because of the decisions that y'all made.
Well, we tried different methods to increase the revenue. Like I had went OTR, started going across the country, and the fuel bill had skyrocketed up to 3 G's.
Obviously, the more longer you drive, the higher it's going to cost you the fuel.
Yeah, because we was going to places where in South and part of Texas where we at, the gas.
Y'all have to reduce y'all need to sit down and look at everything y'all spending money on. And then first deal with the controllables. And then I got to get out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I'm going to really probably have to start hitting y'all upside the head because I just feel like I'm being taken. Here's what I don't mind helping people, but I really get upset because this shit happens so much. I tell people don't do it. It's not good. It's not a good plan. You're gonna fail. And I get flack. And then when y'all come back, all these people that give me the flack, they be quiet. They don't have shit to say. But at the end of the day, it's my time, it's my knowledge, and all this shit. And it disturbs me that I try to save a person, and then I give you the information on the front end. You don't take it, and then I have to save you on the back end. And then I have people that say, "Oh, you crushing your dream, and you crushing your dream," but they'll never be nowhere in these situations. They get quiet.
Yeah,
fuck these dreams and listen to me. Fuck all these dreams and these hopes. Don't none of that shit matter in business. Don't none of that shit with all them words that you use. You thought, it seemed. Don't none of that shit mean shit. The only thing that matters is the numbers. That's the only thing that matters. That's the only thing that's 100% what it is. The math. 1 + 1 is 2. You can't lie about it. It's what it is. I could tell you a lie. Your favorite content creator will tell you a lie. These niggas in the chat, they can lie to you. 1 + 1 is always going to be 2.
Okay, because we've been working on it. We got some major problems fixed.
Well, here's the thing. That's fine. I don't really feel bad because that's just part of business. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. I don't know what to tell you, bro. I just didn't agree with it, and I told you why, and it came into fruition. The first thing you need to do is sit down and run the numbers and see what's the controllables. What can you control? The numbers that you can control, you need to reduce. Pay is one of them. Pay is one of them. I don't know what the fuck. If you got bills at home or you're just not going to be able to pay them. I don't know because y'all put yourself out here. $1,500 is asinine, bro.
Okay.
So the shit that you control, you're gonna have to reduce. That fuel and shit, you can't. It's just what it is. Like if your truck is not getting good miles per gallon, then I mean, it's what it is. But I mean, what about the controllables? Reduce your pay.
Uh,
What else?
the
Stop
parking,
taking out
the
merchant
park.
cash advance. Huh?
We done reduced some. We eliminated the parking spots.
Man,
We was
listen.
paying monthly
Why
parking
you got parking spots if you say y'all always on the road?
because when we do take a day off, or when we like the loads we get on the weekend usually don't drop off to Monday, and I park the trailer. We're parked in. So he park and I park. So we eliminated those.
Man,
Those
y'all
was
need to eliminate y'all pay.
200 each.
Y'all need to eliminate y'all pay.
Okay.
What else can you control? All the controllables that you can.
The factoring company that we was using, uh, we we can drop that down because we was using Love's factoring. We was looking for a different factoring company that maybe a charge is cheaper because Love's is charging 3%. Maybe we can get 2.5 or recourse, and Love's is doing non-recourse. So we've been kind of on the fence about switching that because the only cheaper ones are non-recourse.
And you done gave me a headache, dog.
I understand. We're gonna drop down the pay. That's what we're gonna do.
It's more than
We're
just.
gonna drop down the pay. It's gonna kill me, but
Hey, how much? He gonna kill you?
well, I ain't saying it's gonna kill me. I'm saying it's gonna hurt a little bit, just mentally. But
Well,
you
I mean, you can keep paying yourself, and then I mean, you just go out of business. You ain't got much longer anyway. Probably about another week. Because it's finna really get slow. So then what you gonna do? Like literally, you got like about another week and it's a wrap, bro. And I ain't trying to be funny. I'm being honest. You got about another week, maybe week and a half. Christmas is right around the corner. New Year's, you know it's gonna slow down. Then January, it's slow. So what you
I
gonna
don't know.
do?
A lot of the stuff we move is more industrial. It ain't really
Okay.
like seasonal.
But you
Seasonal stuff.
still gonna have these
We've been
slow periods though, bro, over the course of the next
we've
few
been
weeks.
we've been it's gonna be a maybe a 2-day slowdown for the holidays, Christmas, maybe another 2-day slowdown for New Year's, but other than that, because the main thing we've been mainly
Those
moving is
days
solar
over the
panels.
course and those 4 days over the course of that 1 week. Because New Year's is 7 days from Christmas. Right? New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, Christmas, Christmas Eve. It's a wrap. Those 4 days is in a week turnaround. You working on very thin cash flow if you make it to that. Those 4 days they're for you because of your situation and lack of cash flow.
I don't think we're in a bad enough position with 4 days.
You don't think you're in a bad enough position?
Well, it just depends on how you structure the loads. If you get one that pay enough
Listen to me.
to cover the income that we was.
You operating at a loss. You've been operating at a loss for the past since day one.
But it's only because of the tires. We $700 tires from Love, 2 at a time. Steers $1,400. New slack adjusters, oil changes, $450 a piece. We've been taking care of the truck. Any oil leak, anything, we get it fixed. Check engine light come on, we getting it fixed instantly. I'm just saying, like, a lot of the maintenance costs is what's causing us because we seeing
What about
the
y'all
eight.
pay? You keep blaming everything else but the pay. $42,000 has gone out of that account over the course of the last 14 weeks.
But I think the
3,000 times
truck
14
itself.
weeks. Hold on. I can account for $42,000 off the top of my head.
Okay, I got what you're saying.
Maintenance is maintenance. But I know over the course of the last 14 weeks, $42,000 has gone out in pay. If y'all would have been doing books, those weeks where y'all broke even or operated a loss, those are weeks that y'all shouldn't have paid yourself. But yet and still, 3,000 came out. So all those weeks where y'all operated at a loss, y'all still paid yourself. So if y'all having these back-to-back failures, where's there room to pay yourself?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's exactly what happened.
So now you're in a situation where you have no cash flow. $3,000 in the bank for 2 semi-trucks is no money. Would you agree or would you disagree?
No, I agree.
And then you got a merchant cash loan that's coming out this week, plus the cost of
Comes out,
operation
yeah.
that's coming out this week. You still owe money on the insurance thing.
We're gonna bounce back. We're gonna bounce back.
So y'all gonna have to
So,
count. Y'all probably gonna have to not pay yourself for a couple weeks at all. Because if you take 3,000 out the account this week, that might be the 3,000 that you need to float you next week because you probably operating a loss this week. If you pay yourself this week, it's a wrap. Y'all probably need to go the rest of the year without paying yourself.
that's exactly what I was thinking.
So hopefully y'all got some
But I
money
don't know.
saved up to
We
cover
can't.
y'all
We
living
won't.
expenses.
We just got credit cards. About
But you
it.
say y'all have already been maxing out credit cards, right?
Well, we ain't really maxed. I ain't really been eating into my personal card. I accidentally knocked off the mirror one time. I used my personal card to cover that. That was $700. My personal credit card. And
Why'd you use
just
your personal credit card to replace the mirror?
because it was my fault. I didn't want the company to pay for something that
You
I
said you're a
did.
part owner though, bro.
Yeah, but that's like if I was working for a company, they'd take it out of my check. Get what I'm saying? So I had did the right thing,
Bro.
which was me to pay.
Bro. You looking
That was my logic on that.
at this shit all wrong. It's your company, bro.
Take away
You need
something
write-offs. You looking at this shit the wrong way. Your mind frame as an employee and a business owner is two different mind frames. Why would you pay? You need that write-off, bro. Your partner, based on what you said and what your partner didn't go for earlier, I would love to hear the conversation when you tell him, "Lo, we can't afford to pay ourselves."
I didn't spoke to him about it, and I told him, and some weeks when you can obviously clearly see that we're taking a loss, because especially like when the fuel bill was 3,000, I had blew like 4 tires that week because I went to up in North Dakota riding on some frozen dirt that was like riding on spikes, and them tires were $700 a piece. And the fuel bill that week, that really kind of like ate into the cash, and it hasn't really been a good week.
Hold on. If 2 clips, which is crazy, 2 clips is crazy. If he say one more thing, Pippi just gone. If he say one more thing, ignorant, block him. Go ahead, I'm listening, bro.
Yeah, we just gave it a shot, man. So thanks for your advice. I know that's exactly what we got to do. We paying ourselves too much. It don't $1,500 don't seem like much in the the big scheme of the
Bro,
world, and
stop using this
but
scene, bro. Man, bro, you seem like a really nice guy, bro. Cause you keep the same monotone voice, and you just seem like you really want things to work, bro. And I think that's a big part of why you in this situation. But you can't say 1,500 seem like was the right thing in this whatever you said. There's no such thing as a seam, bro. If you gross $5,000 and it costs you $5,000 to operate before you pay yourself, does paying yourself $1,500 seem like the whatever you said? Does it seem still like the thing?
no,
Okay.
that's not the
Okay.
right thing to do. But the way we was looking at it was, man, this is off. We could probably won't happen like this again,
Well,
and then it happened like that
it's
again.
been happening like
So
that
we
for
took the
y'all
pay.
for the past 3 months. Y'all never profited, bro. Y'all been operating a loss from the very start. And the conversation that you're gonna have with Buddy, right, is gonna be very interesting based off what you told me. He's not going for it because if you're telling me he's looked at things, if you've had conversations with him to cut costs or not pay for whatever you said, and he didn't go for it, he's not gonna go for this. So now you got a decision to make. And this is why I say don't do partnerships. This is why I say do shit on your own. Because 9 times out of 10, when you go and tell him, listen, we can't afford to pay ourselves, he gonna pay himself. He's already showed you he don't give a fuck about that shit you talking about.
Well, we ain't gonna. If worst come to worst, we ain't gonna die completely. Because I already
Like he was
spoke to.
already up and operational, and he wanted to bring you in to help float his failing business. And I think I told you this from day one. Because if he was already an owner operator, what the fuck does he need you for? He's already an owner operator. Why does he need you? He wants to add another truck, just add another truck. Why do I need you to do that? You
Well,
came in, hold on.
He
You
was.
came in, you added the insurance out your pocket that you borrowed $7,000 for. Who took out the merchant loan? You took it out under the business, right?
He put it in his name as the guarantor.
Okay. So are you a part of the LLC or no?
Yes.
Are you
My
sure?
name's on the LLC. Yeah.
Okay. But what contract do you have?
We don't have a contract.
Okay, that's an issue. See, there's a lot of issues, bro. Based on what you told me, he's not going to not pay himself. Based on what you told me, he's not even going to reduce his pay.
He might be open to a reduction. He'd probably be open to a reduction.
Let me explain something to you. There's no way in the world y'all let the business get to this point in 3 months. I just don't.
I thought everything was going good. I couldn't believe it. I had checked the account, scanned it for ATM transactions, see if he was stealing money, and no, there's just these expenses just been adding up too much, and that's why I ran it through ChatGPT to see if he was stealing money from the company or what. Because I looked in the account, I was like, did you put the $15,000 in your personal account, or did you move it, or what? He's like, no, it's just gone. We spent it.
He just said it just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Yeah, he's gone. So that's when I started looking at each transaction line by line to see if he done went to the ATM and withdrew, or no, he hasn't. So the weirdest, there was only one off transaction, was a $400 some dollar transaction from AT&T. He lost his phone and had to get a new phone. It's a business phone.
So
Put
he
that
got
on
his
there.
phone on the
That was
business,
the only thing.
but you didn't replace your mirror on the business. See, this is what I'm saying, bro. You and him is two different types of individuals. Ain't no motherfucking way in the world I'm doing a partnership with anybody. No way. Yeah, man. I wish I could be a fly on the wall when you had that conversation.
Yeah, worst come to worst, I'll just lease on to JB Hunt or another company. We ain't just gonna die.
But what about all the money, bro? Like it's just that simple. You just gonna be like, fuck it, and just go on with life? Like 3 months, bro? Like
what choice? I don't see really no other choice.
I know you ain't got no choice, but your tone is just like, damn. It's just like it's like no big deal. Like,
yeah, because I told you I did. I don't know if I told you I did 13 years in prison. He did 13 years in prison. We was locked up together.
Yeah.
You know, when we was locked up, we was talking about. We was watching Truck and Hustle podcast on the tablet, and we was. I read the whole Federal Motor Carrier Safety Manual when I was locked up. You know, but it's just what we was planning on doing when we get out, and that's what we doing. It just ain't go. It's just not going good at this moment, but we're going to find a way to work it out. But I know you got other things to do. I know you go to the gym or whatever, so I appreciate your time.
Man, look, bro. Check back in next week, bro.
And also, can you ask Kirk to give us the game on the partials? Because I think that might help us.
Bro. Kirk probably watching. He probably watching, but I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Y'all not generating enough money in semi trucks, and y'all paying yourself too much. Kirk probably watching. Would he probably work with y'all based off what he heard? Probably not. I ain't gonna lie to you. But
I ain't asking him just to work with us, but just give us the game on how he's running the partials. Like, what's his strategy to get the lows? If he's using only the partial tab, or how's he doing it? You know.
Yeah, I'll reach out to him. I'll send him a link, tell him to watch this, and tap back in next week, and because I'm curious to see how this week ended. I don't even know what to tell you, bro. I think I told you what I needed to tell you, but it's like it seemed like you just. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, I hear you.
Me personally, I would just $3,000 ain't no money for 2 semi trucks, bro. Like I just don't really know how y'all gonna be able to survive. To have 40,000 and be running 2 trucks and to be down to 3. Obviously, a big part of that was no, it don't supposed to happen if you do what you're supposed to do. You're not holding yourself accountable. You're not taking responsibility for your actions. It's not one of those things where it's just like, well, it happens. No, everything that has occurred was your doing. And it did not have to happen. That's the thing. It didn't have to happen. We had a conversation 4 or 5 months ago, and I said this was a bad idea. And I expounded why. This is why I be having headaches, bro.
It's not that I didn't take your advice on that. Is that we was already, that was like the day we was pulling the trigger to.
No, that's a lie, because that was a Sunday. That was a Sunday, because that was a call-in show, and I do call-in shows on Sundays. That was a Sunday evening. You wasn't pulling no trigger on no Sunday.
No, I'm saying, but when we had bidded on the semi to drop the cash and everything like that, it was in between that period, because once you bid on the semi or whatever, it's like a little process that you go through before you wire the money. They check your credit again, and then they make you send in different things. Then they tell you to drop the money. And we was right in that middle phase to where we was just waiting for them to give us the wire code to what's the name. And once you bid on the semi, you have to buy it.
I understand
It's
that,
it's
but
it's a wrap.
are y'all still paying on the semi? Oh, you got this on the auction, right?
Yeah, it was
All right, so
only $28,000 truck, and it's $935 a month for 36 months.
so y'all paying on that.
Yeah, that's a good rate. That's not, I ain't gonna say a great rate, but it's affordable. $935 a month.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
You see what Kirk paying? He's still profitable. So
Well,
I ain't
Kirk only has to worry about himself. He don't have a partner. Kirk only pays himself $750 a week.
yeah. Okay.
His note is $3,700 a month. He pays himself $750 a week.
Okay.
So
See.
if y'all would have been paying yourself $750 a week,
We'll have it.
y'all have about you should have had an extra $21,000, but based on what you told me, y'all probably would have figured out a way to spend that shit.
Nah, we haven't been spending on anything other than stuff for the business. Like that 1,500, that's the cap. Like we ain't taking no extra other than that. So,
Y'all been taking money. Y'all been taking money for yourself.
yeah, just that weekly pay.
Let me ask you this: out of all the money y'all done paid yourself, do you have still a lot of that money or no?
No.
Why
No.
is that?
Because I got a son and a daughter.
Okay.
And I got them
Remember you
both
said
their
that,
own
right? Your
apartment.
son live with you or your daughter live with you or something like that, right?
No, neither one of them. They both got their own apartment.
But you
And
take
then
care
my
of them.
girlfriend, she got kids. Yeah, but I take care of them.
Right.
I help them with their rent.
Mm-hmm.
I send them allowance every week.
And they
everything,
grown as fuck,
even
right?
though they owe.
Right.
Even though they
I remember
grown, because I was locked up for a long time. I had to make up some type of way. So that's what I do.
Remember when you was telling me that? What was I telling you? And see, I be getting flack for this shit, but I can't lie to y'all. And I told you then, like, bro, like that's a lot of cost. And you robbing from the sustainability of the business to take care home, but now the business is suffering. You, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and I'm gonna leave because, man, like the more I talk, the longer it's. Because the last time I talked to you was for a long time. I think this jail shit, bro, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. It's got you like in a mind frame where you like guilty and shit, bro. You're not in jail no more, bro.
Okay.
Business is business. You can't guilt trip yourself into making irrational decisions based off of the shit that happened in the past, bro. And business don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I'm gonna say some words and it may sound harsh. The business don't give a fuck about your grown ass son and your grown ass daughter and the fact that you was in jail.
You're right.
It don't give a fuck about none of that shit, bro.
You're right.
Because now my thing, in part, I was going to say, if you had a large sum of that money that you pretty much robbed from the business to loan it back to the business. But it's not there. So now, I just, man, next week, man, just let me know. I don't know what else to tell you, bro. Y'all definitely need to stop paying yourself. Y'all got to build up a reserve, and y'all gonna the quickest way is to stop paying yourself. That's $3,000 a week.
You're right.
You know, and something happens this week, then it's a wrap. Or next week, it's a wrap. So you're
Yeah,
gonna
but
have to.
you can see where it's going. Out of 8, if we paid ourselves 3, we paid the fuel bill 2, and then we paid our loan and my brother, and whatever else we got is gone. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, because y'all yeah,
That eight
y'all,
is gone.
y'all got into a jam. Y'all got into these jams early, and out of desperation, you did things that you shouldn't have did. You shouldn't be borrowing money that soon. Those loans that they took, that $1,200 a week, that's draining you. That $7,000 you borrowed, that's drained you. Y'all paying yourself too much, that's draining you. Plus all the other expenses that come with the business and the unforeseen little situations that y'all had. You need to cut back. Now, I can't tell you what to cut back. I think some shit is obvious. But
You're right. You're right. You're right.
these are gonna be some interesting conversations that you're gonna have both with him and outside of the business. You're gonna have some very interesting conversations, bro.
You're right. You're right. Well, thanks, man, and go and enjoy the rest of your day. I'll let you know how it turn out.
Yeah, man.
How it go forth me.
Check back in like next week sometime, man, because I'm curious to know. Like, I want to know week by week, bro. You owe me that much because you didn't listen initially. You wouldn't be in this damn situation.
Okay, you gotta give me a break. I'm from the crib. You gotta give me a break, man.
Even worse. Where you
we
from?
hard hit.
Where you from?
From Argyle Gardens.
Jesus Christ, bro.
So hey.
Nah, bro. That's even worse. I had to treat you worse then, bro. I gotta treat you worse. I gotta be tougher on you, bro. I gotta be tougher on you, bro. Your partner was locked up here too?
No, we was locked up in Texas.
So you old GD. How old are you?
I'm 41. I ain't GD. Our hoods was the bros. So, but you know that's a long time ago.
It's foes in Argyle Garden, ain't it?
No, they got
some Blackstones.
BDs and Blackstones.
Right.
BDs, boy. Stone.
Yeah, bro, you tweaking. Yeah, you tweaking.
I'm gonna get it. We gonna
hey,
work it out.
You let a nigga from Texas. Damn, bro. See, this made it even worse, bro. Damn. Bro.
But he been getting the same as I've been getting. So
man, bro,
I can't.
Nah, bro. No, bro. Ain't no, bro. Because when you told me this shit, I'm like, man, he already. When you was telling me this shit, I'm like, man, that shit don't even make sense. He already got a operating authority. He already is owner operator. What sense does it? And then you came in with your own truck. You bought your own truck. So I understand, how is this a partnership when he had his own truck, you had your own truck? How's it a partnership?
Y'all
two
we always wanted the team. We always, when we was locked up, we was thinking about, yeah, when we get out, we're gonna start a trucking company. We got another partner. He
Man,
in CDL school
y'all
right
could just be
now,
friends, bro.
just
Y'all don't
waiting,
have to be
just
partners.
waiting.
Yeah, y'all could just be friends. Like to me, it never made sense, bro. It's like he got his own thing, you got your own thing, but y'all partners, like, bro, y'all
I
could.
told you when I first started, I had a pickup truck, and it broke down on me.
Yeah, all that shit is fine, bro, but it's just, man.
Operating authority. I had my own authority a couple years ago when I first called in, but it broke down. That truck broke down. I had to go back being a company driver. So didn't have a working capital. I ain't had a working capital to keep it going. So to get a new truck or you know. So but go ahead to the gym, man. That's enough. That's enough,
Man, bro,
man.
it's gonna be a rough workout, bro. See, man, you done fucked my head up, bro. Damn, bro. Man, call in next week,
So
bro, and let me know how this week
okay.
ended. All right?
Okay. All right, thanks, Mark.
Man, good luck.
Take care.
All right, man.